Hey there, friends. Brian King here. Getting ready to run out and do a couple things here, but I wanted to drop in and share some very important thoughts with you. In an ADHD group that I belong to, a mother posted something that I see so often, especially during the school year, and now we're in the summer school months. That is an email from my teacher saying that her child with ADHD is refusing to do the work and that he's capable of doing the work. Well, let me frame this discussion with this metaphor, and I'm sure it's something you're familiar with. The metaphor is, if you only have a hammer, the rest of the world looks like a nail. You're familiar with that, right? Well, when you belong to the old paradigm, hey there, Trish, love you to pieces. When you are in the old-fashioned world of teaching or daycare, kids have but one responsibility. That is, do what they're told. Am I wrong? So if you think that a child's responsibility is to sit down, be quiet, do their work, don't be disruptive, and you told them to do their work and they don't do the work, well, then your paradigm tells you, well, this child is not doing what they're told. They must be being willful. It's a power struggle by definition if you think the child's primary responsibility is to do what they're told. Well, let's look at a kid with ADHD or Asperger's or any other learning difficulty. These are kids that don't wake up every morning saying, you know what? I want to see how little I can get accomplished because at the end of the day, I want to feel like I haven't made any progress. Like I've gotten absolutely nowhere in life. That's what I'm really in this for. These are kids that more than anything want to prove to themselves and everyone else in this world that they can make things happen. And when you put them in a pressure cooker, which is typically the classroom scenario where there's a lot of colors and smells and people making noise and moving around, that is not an ideal learning situation for hardly anybody, and especially for kids with ADHD. So you're asking them to perform in less than optimal circumstances, and you wonder why they don't want to do it. That's like putting a kid out there on the baseball field or football field and saying, all right, I'm going to blindfold you and I'm going to tie one hand behind your back and I want you to perform as though you had all these resources available to you. Ridiculous, isn't it? When you're dealing with kids that likely have some executive functioning challenges, many of which are probably not identified yet, a kid who doesn't understand their nervous system well enough to articulate to you just what's not working, why it isn't working, and what'll make it work better, they're only pretty much left with the option of not doing anything. And under those circumstances, can you really blame a kid for wanting to shut down and hold off when they don't fully understand what the goal is, how to accomplish it, what resources they need? The only thing that they would be able to do under those circumstances is try it, mess it up, and have you, as the grown-up, become impatient with them because they're not producing the way you think they ought to. So bottom line, it ain't as simple as a kid that's pushing back or a kid that's just trying to be defiant. It's a kid that really wants to do what's being asked. They simply don't have the tools and resources to do it. So educate yourself, work with the parents, be patient with the child, and as a team, you can find what this child needs to reach their potential. That's my 2 cents on this. Hopefully it's been useful. If there's somebody else that you think can benefit from this, please share it, because this is a message that's really important for people to understand. So share it wisely. Have an awesome day. This has been Brian, and we will talk again soon.